A silver versus silver. On Ultraseam Stronghold. We have an even series here. Spawning in the top left, the Terran player in purple for StraTk Gaming. It's Firestorm. It seems to be his first time playing this season. I know he's been around. I've seen the name before, so he's probably played last season when it was still Clarity Gaming's community team. I imagine so, at least. His opponent in the bottom right for Outset. It's our green Zerg player, Phoenix. Goodness gracious. Third season? Question mark? Who knows? This is a huge map. This is a huge map, and they spawn cross. This could take a while. Depending on what players like to do here. We'll see. I doubt there's going to be any kind of proxy. And actually, Firestorm's probably going to be going CC first. He's already rallied this SCV to start scouting. Probably the only reason you're going to do that is if you're going to go CC first. Now, you don't really need to scout necessarily, but I guess he wants to know if he needs to put the CC up here rather than down at its actual natural base. But he should be pretty okay. His opponent is probably going to go hatch first, at least, if he doesn't go more than that. And it's going to take Phoenix a while to actually scout his opponent as well. These overlords both going in not the correct positions to scout immediately, but why would you scout cross? No one's going to scout cross first, with an overlord at least. That would take way too long. That would take forever. Firestorm will find his opponent pretty quickly, at least. Actually, it's going to be pull first for Phoenix. Against the CC first. So depending on how Firestorm plays this, he's going to have a nice early advantage. Depending on what Phoenix decides to do aggression-wise, it can be very difficult for lower league players to hold off early aggression when they're going this economy focus early on. But this ramp is very, very difficult to get up, especially since it is a small ramp, and you can fortify that pretty easily if you see anything coming. So long as Firestorm is able to see something coming his way, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Most more likely. But Phoenix still no natural. He's actually gotten gas already. I don't think Firestorm's playing random. So Phoenix is definitely one that has speed very quickly, and maybe the chance to go for roaches or something. Actually, he's going to take his natural base out in the open rather than the safer one down here. But this could actually really confuse his opponent if Firestorm tries to go and sit at this natural base and see what's up and kind of just wait for a hatchery to come down rather than actually looking for the hatchery. But it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. He may actually see it pretty quickly. Actually, no, he's going to fight a drone. Because, you know what, why not? Let's fight drones. Fighting drones is fun. Still gasless here for Firestorm. Nothing happening. And SCV does die thanks to another pro pull, or another drone pull by Phoenix. Saves his own drone, kills an SCV, so yeah. Firestorm still has no idea what's happening. Natural boost hasn't been seen anywhere at all. And all he saw was gas and pull, so he should be pretty afraid right now. He's actually getting 2 gas at the same time here, and just starting to add on Marines. Marines will be looking around, I imagine, for an Overlord to come his way, but there's not going to be an Overlord for a while. I mean, these Overlords are eventually going to get over, but they're going to be looking to stay on the edges of the base. Oh my goodness, dog. Stop it. Yeah, so 2 gas actually pretty quickly for Firestorm here, so you could be going into a, like I said earlier, talking about doing Hellbat drop kind of builds, which is a lot of fun, can really throw your opponent off, but getting those units up and actually have units out when you're trying to do a build like that, where it's a later kind of tech as your first amount of army units, can be really difficult to hold anything off. Firestorm getting a 3rd command center and then a factory, so he's sitting on 2 Marines right now, and his opponent already has 10 Lings out and 6 more on the way. Speed's just about to finish, but without a Baneling Nest, and he's actually pulled out of gas completely, so I'm not really sure what his plans are here. He's got a lot of Lings, and he's not going to be able to really do anything with them, because Lings don't really get through depots very quickly, especially when there are SCVs to repair. So without a Baneling Nest and a good amount of gas, he could bust very easily. That's a lot of Lings. He's made a ton of Lings. That's 26 Zerglings right now. That's 13 more drones he does not have right now. And because of that, he's only got 16 workers. 16 workers, 26 Lings. A little bit ridiculous. A little bit ridiculous. Up to 32 Lings now. He's really going for this. There's actually going to be another factory, and this barracks is like, screw this, I'm out of here, guys. He's just got a really nice placement of that. He's going to be able to look for and see any banelings being morphed in immediately here. And it's going to be a lot of Hellions and a lot of factories. 3 factories and a starport coming up already. Nothing else yet, though. There are an additional 2 gases. So we have 4 gases here. And against just Lings at the moment, this is going to go pretty well for a Terran player, so long as he's able to get a good amount of Hellions out prior to these Lings moving across the map. And Phoenix's economy is just so stunted right now because of the way he opened up. He's got look at all these Lings he has. He's got a ridiculous amount of Lings. And the scan goes down and sees all these Lings. Like, why the hell do you have this many Lings? And getting your Baneling nest right now? Yeah, something's going on. Blue Flame is already on the way, and yeah, that's a lot of Hellions possible. This 3rd factory is kind of unnecessary at the moment. It's kind of a waste because he's not really able to produce off of it just yet. If he would have waited a little bit longer for that, it would have been a little bit better for him. But not a problem really, because now he has the option to get a shit ton of Hellions all at once. You can be getting 5 Hellions at once, which is going to be hilarious, especially when they have Blue Flame and you're going up against a bunch of Speedlings and Banelings that are slow. It's going to go pretty much perfectly. And yeah, Phoenix has absolutely no idea what's going on. His Overlords haven't seen anything. It's a nice spread. I like the spread of the Overlords right now. They're as spread as they basically possibly can be. This Overlord will be able to see a good amount once it's able to, but Firestorm is already taking his 3rd base. He's already moving down to take his 3rd base here. And what is this? This is a reactor on this starport here, so this is interesting. I'm not really sure why going for a reactor at the moment. Unless you're wanting to be going for Hellbat drops, which is still a possibility. Actually getting sensor towers. So this is interesting. I'm loving the amount of mech play I've been able to see in TVZ while casting CTL recently. I know last week I'm pretty sure I cast like 3 games that involved mech, and we already saw one game that was kind of a tempted mech until I started with a lot of Blue Flame Hellions. Not nearly as many as Firestorm is going for here. And actually, yeah, he's going to go for Hellbats. So I imagine this is going to be some medevacs and then starting just mass Hellbat drops. +1 and +1 on the way for his mech army. And Phoenix's 3rd base has just now finished up. So, yeah, Phoenix has put himself in an okay position here. Despite his strange opening and Firestorm's quicker 3rd CC, he supply blocked himself for a really long time. And that supply block has kept his worker count pretty low. It's only 48 workers to 45 right now, in favor of the Zerg player even. But all these Lings are starting to move across the map. But that's a whole lot of Hellions. Where are his Hellions, actually? There they are, sorry. It's a good amount of Hellions and Hellbats, and they have Blue Flame. So he's going to be okay. he's going to be fine. Even with a full surround, it's going to be really, really annoying. Yeah, and they're not really moving in here as the way you want them, and he sees it because, yeah, nice sensor towers. Really early sensor towers, kind of cute. Hellbats lagging behind because they're fat and slow, but no problem. All those Lings get roasted up, and that's a lot of resources lost. So all those early Lings just died. Viking even going to get an Overlord kill here. So yeah, this is interesting. And that's another command center and 2 more factories. So he's going to be sitting on 5 factories, and he's just barely on 3 bases. Doesn't really have the saturation to justify having 3 bases up right now. He just needs to start making workers. And again, this is silver, and they're playing pretty well. I mean, whatever. They're both trying to just get a lot of units out, which is more than a lot of people do, so yeah. No upgrade pathing chosen just yet from Phoenix. No Evo Chambers out at all. He is getting a Roach Warren now and getting Baneling Speed as well. And a Spire. So he's getting a lot of things all at once. And there is an Engineering Bay. Engineering Bay is getting high-sec auto-tracking and structure armor. So he's going to be adding on a bunch of turrets pretty soon. And with the turrets, he's going to be adding on planetary fortresses. And yeah. 4th base is already starting moving over for Firestorm. This is getting ridiculous. Keeping his money low, which is really nice. And the easiest way to keep money low is just adding on command centers constantly. Tends to work. And it looks like our first Hellbat drops are going to be happening here. I managed to accidentally pick up a Hellion, but no problem. 2 medevacs loaded up. Actually, taking a 3rd with, no, doesn't want to. 2 medevacs are loaded up. 4 Hellbat drops. Spire's going to be finishing up about the time these medevacs get over there. So Mutas will be a choice once the medevacs are there, but not for a while until afterwards. There's a Spore Crawler at the natural. Our Spore Crawler is at the 3rd as well, and also in the main. So Phoenix is pretty safe from this, but they are Hellbats. Phoenix does see them. He sees them now, so he can react to this as well as possible. And again, the Spire is finished, and even he's getting Burrow and Tunneling Claws, so he's gonna hope that his opponent doesn't have any turrets, but I hate to break it to you, your opponent's gonna have a lot of turrets. Medevac's still chilling over here, being just fine. Like, I don't really want to fight into that, apparently. I mean, there's only this one Spore Collar, so the Medevacs could come over here and drop in this location and take out all these drones and the Queen, probably, before anything happens. They have +1, +2 is about 70% done for his attack, at least. And he's going to start transferring workers over eventually. And again, it's just adding on turrets and keeping himself safe everywhere possible. Turrets and turrets and turrets and turrets and turrets. Not much in the way of army just yet. Only 60 armies play out, but it's a pretty hefty army. And against just Lings, he's going to be pretty okay. The tanks could even siege up and make this even better for him. But this could be an issue. 6 Mutalisks on the way, and that's a lot of Lings. That is a lot of Lings. That's a lot of Lings, and these tanks are unsieged. They're going to have +2 here in a moment, but until then, this is going to be kind of a problem. Actually, at the same time as this happens, Hellbat's dropping in the natural base here and taking out a ton of Lings, and those Lings aren't going to be able to do much. They have no upgrades. No upgrades. And everything has been cleaned up over at Firestorm's third base as well. So he's completely taking his opponent back here. 17 kills and 10 kills on these Hellbats. Mutas are going to swing in and finally take care of this, but not before a lot of damage got done. 11 workers were killed off there, and just the unit's loss tab is ridiculously in favor of Firestorm right now, and he even has Thors already on the way. 2 more in production with the Hellbats that he already has. So these Mutas aren't going to be able to do much. Turret's already up. Not really the keenest of positions, but not a problem. He's going to start, Firestorm's going to be able to start dropping a ton of mules and just minerals like cray. Medevac's trying to get away from here, but not the biggest of issues. Going to boost one more time. And actually, if you boost right on top of these Thors, it'd be really, really funny. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get this Medevac away before that happens, though. Actually, he is moving the Thors up to try to attack this, and they're going to get completely blindsided here. 1 meter down, 2 meters down, 3 meters down. Yeah, 4 meters die. 5 meters die off there. So nice trade for our Terran player. And now Phoenix has a good amount of roaches, some banelings, and just some more mutas, but there's already a bunch of Thors out. And again, it's really questionable how you actually engage mech when you are playing Zerg. Vipers are basically the best answer for you in this situation, at least getting blinding clouds off and even just abducting and slowly whittling away with swarm hosts. But just going straight swarm hosts just lets your opponent go for ravens and tanks, and doesn't work out too well for you. In this situation, he's got a bunch of mutas, which are pretty much directly countered by all these Thors that are out. He's got a bunch of roaches. They do have burrow, which is nice, because they could go and burrow right underneath the army. But beyond that, he has no upgrades. He's got 0 upgrades right now, and he's facing 2-2, +3 on the way for the mech army as well. And his opponent's on 4 bases. No gas to the 4th base just yet for Firestorm, but it's not the biggest of issues. 3 Thors at a time, as well as 4 Hellbats, adding on another factory, starting to add on a bunch of starports here. Going to 4 starports, and kind of hoping for a Raven or BC switch, one of the 2 I imagine, unless he's expecting to see Greater Spire and having to deal with Broodlords and Corruptors and wants to have a shit ton of Vikings out before that happens. But I would imagine he's going to be going for Ravens, because Ravens are godly units. Gotta love Ravens, especially when you're playing Zerg and you have all this. And really, this is kind of, right now, an unbeatable army for Phoenix. It's very, very difficult for him to actually engage. He's actually going for a Nidus, which is a good decision, kind of a good choice. But, Sensor Towers. Sensor Towers are covering everything. The only location the Sensor Towers are not covering right now is back here. But there's no Overlords back here. If there was an Overlord back here, he's able to sneak in and get a Nidus down without his opponent actually seeing it, despite the fact that all these buildings are here. It'd be hilarious. It's about the best case scenario, but it's going to be a bit difficult for him. Firestorm scanning, seeing what's going on. Hive isn't finished yet. He does see that the infestation pit has finished up, so Hive is a possibility. And you saw the Nidus network, so he's going to be aware that that is possible, and he's not going to want to try to engage into that. Or at least he's going to set himself up so he's not going to get blindsided by a Nidus anywhere. But it is going to be swarm hosts for Phoenix. It's about the best choice he can make, but right now, again, zero upgrades for our Zerg player, which is really, really problematic when you're facing 3-3 instead. So, and that's a ton of Thors. That's a good amount of Hellbats. And actually, I mean, Swarm Host will do pretty well. And at a really high number, Swarm Host will do really well against this army. There are only 2 tanks. There's a ton of Hellbats. And actually, the Nidus goes down here. I'm not sure why, but maybe he gave Firestorm the notification, because you hear Nidus Network notification no matter where it goes, so that will at least probably scare him. And actually he puts them in the Nidus, so I'm not sure where he's going to Nidus out. I guess he could have the option to Nidus over at this location, or maybe even down here somewhere and start moving his Storm Host around. But really, I'm not sure where he's going to put that. Again, the coverage on all of these sentry towers is pretty ridiculous. And actually, another Nidus over in this location, so he's just trying to find a way through this. But at the same time, Firestorm has 3-3 now, or just about to have 3-3, as this upgrade is just about to finish. 13 more Mutalisks on the way to join this, but that's a very, very big army, and he has nothing to really fight this. First Hellions kind of poking in here, and everything will swing at the same time, but that's a lot of Thors. Banelings crash into a bunch of the mech army. I think the Mutalisk just evaporated. Look how many Thors that is. That is 9 Thors against however many paltry amount of Mutalisks there were. Yeah, they all died. They all died immediately. Yeah, that is complete and utter devastation there. Even battle cruisers are on the way for Firestorm, but it's not going to matter. He has 3-3. He's on top of his opponent's third base. I love how these swarm hosts here are like in this little kind of strange formation. It's really neat. But scan goes down. Swarm hosts are dead. 200 supply to 72, and GG is called by Phoenix. Firestorm takes the game, puts his team up 3-2. Favor of StraTk. Wow, that was a whole lot of mech army versus not much for the Zerg player. Oh, so